It's so funny. Quick sidebar. Mac and I met, day one of summer school, okay? And he has a Clemson tattoo on which leg is it, Mac?
Left leg.
Okay, left leg. And I looked at him and I said, "What happens if you transfer?" And he said, "I'm not." So that was true.
Like you, Herbie. I mean, it wasn't an option. Yeah. I was going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I was going to figure it out a lot like you.
Speaking of the option, I think the option is different. Obviously, you loved Ohio State and Mac loved Clemson, and that was part of sticking it out. But do you think in some ways the option, the one-time transfer with no penalty, no consequences, is the biggest issue here? One of the things that I think could fix a lot of this is going back to having to sit out a year with transferring, and that could change a lot of things, but I don't know if that will happen with the courts. What are your thoughts on that, Kirk, with the one-time transfer rule?
I just don't think I can throw an entire blanket over that topic and just say, people should not transfer or people should transfer. I just think it's a case-by-case thing. I really do. I lean a little bit to sticking it out because if I'm just looking at my own kids, I really like kids to go through challenging times if they can see a light at the end of the tunnel, and if it's practical for them to be able to work, do extra work or whatever it takes to eventually get to your goal. Like if it's practical, I tend to lean on sucking it up and fighting for something. That's just me. But if it looks like, either the guy that recruited you is gone, or the head coach that recruited you is gone, or the system that you thought you were going to get fit into is gone, or you thought it was going to be a certain culture and it's nothing like the culture they sold to you, then that's a different set of circumstances. And I can see how a guy would be like, this isn't working. And so he would have to go. So I'm just mixed there. I guess the best way to say it is, like I said, I'd lean a little bit to fight it out. I just think we've created a chase of now with NIL, this short-term money that sounds like a lot of money and it's really exciting. But I feel like we are, with social media and all that, I feel like I worry for kids to chase short-term money to potentially impact their long-term gains. Remember, 2% of these guys are going to the NFL. Less than 2% are getting that second contract, which is like generational wealth. You see a guy that'll sign for 80 million, 100 million, whatever it is. You're not signing for that out of college. Even if you're the first pick in the draft, you sign a good deal, but it's that second deal. It's even less than 2% that's getting that second deal. So it's easy to sit here and just try to make assumptions, even at a place like Clemson or Ohio State, that all these guys are going to the NFL. They're all going to be so wealthy. Well, go back and look at the guys you played with, Mac, and think about the guys you just knew they were a first rounder. You knew they were going to be in the NFL for 100 years and make more amount of money, and they didn't.